All right, y'all, I'm here. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 11, episode 17. This episode wasn't a whole lot. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. We gonna go through it, but it really wasn't a whole lot that went on. Dorita's throwing a party for her bridal line, her little launch. So she sends this black man out because it was. I wonder if that black man was her mom's best friend. I wonder if that's the black person that she knew. But anyway, so send this black man out to everybody's house to go give everybody invitations. The invitations were cute. Did that. Go to Kathy's house. I knew it was Kathy's house from the back because I'm like, whose mansion, Castlevania shit is this? And before this, I said, this has to be Kathy's house. Because I know we've seen it before. I was like, this has to be Kathy's house because this shit is fucking huge. Kathy's house. Lisa, Erica, Kyle, they went over there to get like these real expensive 24 karat magic in the air. Had to do some play. Okay, they went to go get those type of facials and stuff. Kathy was like in her confessional that she feels like Erica deserves a break and she deserves to like not really be around like a big group. She just like, deserves to be in a smaller group. Now I'm gonna say this. Kathy Hilton made it very clear before. She said, I don't know Erica. She did make that very clear. But I also do feel like Kathy is weirdly, in a weird way, she's actually very supportive of Erica in a weird way. Because if y'all notice, out of everybody in the group, Erica is the only one, I think, next to Crystal, obviously, but that's because Crystal was Kathy's friend, is the only one that I think Kathy, when Kathy hangs out in small groups, that's the only person that's been consistent. Because remember, it was Kathy, Crystal, Garcelle. Now it's Kathy, Crystal, Erica, and Garcelle. Now it's Kathy, Erica, Lisa, and Kyle. Like, I don't know why, but it feels like Kathy has, like, some type of... She likes Erica, which there's nothing wrong with that. So, while Lisa and Kathy are getting their facials, Kyle... I don't know, that sounds so nasty. Kyle and Erica go to sit down and talk. And Kyle's like, I know after the last dinner and stuff was a little weird. So how's stuff going with you and Sutton? And she was like, that door is closed. I don't have any reason to be friends with her. I got enough going on. I ain't really trying to be friends with her. It just is what it is. So then this is where shit gets a little shaky for me, Erica. Now see, Erica, bitch, I've been coming on here every week. And I don't want to say I've been defending you, but I've been giving you outs, if that makes sense. And I've been trying to be fair. But baby, just like how I said that first car story don't make sense, nothing about what I'm about to say makes any fucking sense to me, to Kyle, or to anybody that listens to it. So this is what she said. Now originally, because this is like the way my notes are, it's just like in real time. So the first thing she said was, she was like, well, somebody broke into Tom's house. Because she was like, I got a lot going on. Somebody broke into Tom's house. He confronted them. And then, the car flipped over 4 or 5 times. Kyle is me. Hold the hell on. Let's wait for a second. So we go to commercial and come back. Right? So this is what she say happened. Erica said that she got a call from Pasadena police at 3 a.m. But she didn't actually get it till 6 a.m. Now, she said that somebody broke into Tom's house, right? Because bitch, see, the way she told the story, I'm trying to remember it. Somebody broke into Tom's house. Tom went to confront that intruder. Let's hard stop right there. She never explained what happened after that. She never explained if the person tried to attack Tom. She never told us if Tom called the police. She never told us any of that. It was just somebody broke into Tom's house. Tom confronted them. Hard stop right there. Then she says her son went to go check on Tom or go to see Tom. And on his way back, he flipped his car 5 times. Now, I will correct them. Y'all said 6 times and she said 5. 5 times. Now, Erica also said that after that whole situation of the person bringing it to Tom's house, that Tom ended up going into the hospital. So Kyle is me. Kyle had all the right motherfucking questions. First of all, Kyle was like asking all these questions at her confessional. I'm like, no, bitch, ask her. So she did. First question. Why did he have to go to the hospital? This is Erica. Oh, I don't know, something about his glaucoma and I don't know, the stress or something like that bothered him so much that it like messed up his eyes. Now, mind you, Erica said that this happened a couple days ago. So that night that all of them like was together and she cursed out something, it happened that night. Now she says, I don't know. I'm gonna just tell y'all what she said, and I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion. Oh, I'm not really sure. I don't know, something about like his glaucoma or something like that. Okay, well, and I'm Kyle when I go this way. So whose car flipped? Like, was it Tom's car? Whose car flipped? No, it was my son's. My son. His car flipped because it was snowing. Bitch, so it was snowing in Pasadena? No, it wasn't snowing in Pasadena. Like, he lived far away, so like it was snowing over there where he was. Kyle is me. Bitch, what? Bitch, what? Like that. I'm trying to make it make sense, but there's so many questions because you also at the very end of all of this said that you don't know a whole lot. And then next week, when they talk about the first time the car flipped, you go, allegedly. Bitch, how was it allegedly when you told me that? Erica, I don't know why you're doing what you're doing. Like, I'm talking about from a legal standpoint. I'm really trying to figure out what the end game here is. So, are you lying about Tom and his mental health and stuff like that? Because I'm trying to figure out how lying about this helps her or helps Tom's case. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So in this particular situation, right? What do you get from lying about this? Does it help your case to say, well, look, he was so out of it that he actually went to go and confront the intruder versus just calling the police? Why would you lie about your car, about your son's car flipping 4 or 5 times? Or is that to get sympathy? Like, I got so much going on, so if I tell them this, maybe they'll back off and leave me alone and stop asking me about stuff. I'm just confused as to why this in particular lie. Not about why Eric is lying, but why this in particular lie, if she is lying. Because I don't want to say that she's lying, but the story is just unbelievable, like Kyle said. And something about it just don't add up. Because I have a lot of questions. First of all, like I said, okay, so the intruder came to his house, right? Okay. So what happened when Tom confronted the intruder? Did the intruder hurt him? Did the intruder just back off and say, I'm going to leave because you're here now? What happened with that? Did Tom call the police or did somebody else in the house call the police? Who called your son? Did Tom call your son? Did the police call your son? What happened with the intruder? Are there charges being pressed against the intruder? When your son finally did come, when your son came, was it after the police was there? Was it before the police was there? Is your son okay? Is he in the hospital? Did he break something? Like, now, let me tell you something. It's not impossible for a car to flip that many times and no injuries because and I just mean, and I'm just telling y'all from my own, I won't say from my, yeah, I guess from my own personal life. My mom and my dad a couple years ago got into a really bad car accident. A car T-boned them, like on the side my mom was sitting, and a car flipped 4 times. Thank God they both walked away with no scratches, no injuries, no nothing. The car was just total. So it's not impossible. It ain't impossible. I'm gonna say that. It's not impossible. My boyfriend got into a car accident December 30th of last year. His car flipped 2-3 times. His hand was, I think, was it his foot? His hand was messed up a little bit, but he didn't have any really, really bad injuries. So I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just like when you hear it, it's like, okay. So those are all of the questions I have, and I have a whole lot of other questions. Okay, so those are all the questions that I have, and I have a whole lot more, but I just interrupted my own train of thought. But I need all those questions answered before I believe you. Moving on. So I don't get the whole thing it was snowing. Can somebody who lives in California explain to me where in California does it snow? Or does he not live in California? Does he live in like one of the other surrounding states? And if so many questions. Moving on. Crystal and Kyle. Kyle goes over to Crystal's house. Crystal brings her down into the basement where they're like redoing it. She's going to spend like $500,000 on redoing it. Who cares? Then Crystal and Kyle sit down together. And now I feel like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel like in this moment, Crystal was a little bit flip-floppy because I I don't know. I could be wrong, and y'all, I know y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because y'all do all the time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Crystal ever agree or say anything when Garcelle has brought up that she felt like an outsider? I just want y'all to explain that to me. Because now when she's sitting down with Kyle, okay, so Kyle brings up the fact that, oh, well, obviously Garcelle still has a problem with me, and brings up, I didn't talk about it last week because I didn't think it was that important. Kyle said, when it was all three of them sitting on the couch, it was like, oh, if you got a problem with me or something like that, like, I'd rather you bring it to me and address the issue versus, like, doing it in front of a whole bunch of people or talking about it later. And Garcelle was like, well, that kind of triggers me because that's why me and you had an issue. Instead of you coming to Garcelle like a real bitch and saying, hey, I know you put your paddle up, but, like, these people didn't get the amount. You chose to go on national TV and do that. And I'm gonna tell you right here why Kyle is full of shit. Because Kyle said to Garcelle at that moment, and I didn't bring it up because, like I said, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But at the time, Kyle was like, oh, well, I'm not the one who counts the money. So I don't know, that wasn't on me. Bitch, you don't count the money, but you knew that she didn't pay. And you still chose to bring that up on TV versus pulling her to the side. So, Kyle, you're full of shit in that point. Because, like, oh, I thought we were fine, but obviously not. It's not that y'all not fine. She said that y'all were fine. She was just being real. Which, again, y'all obviously have a problem with Garcelle being real. But, okay, whatever. And so then Crystal was like, well, I don't feel like an outsider, but I feel like, and I do think Crystal's explanation was probably spot on. She said, I just feel like Garcelle doesn't probably have a lot of friends. I don't think she does. So when she don't trust people a whole lot. So she probably do feel a little bit out as far as this group is concerned. I'm pretty sure Garcelle does. But I really more so feel like that's because y'all are so cliquey in this clique. Y'all clicked up within the own clique. It's Dorit, it's Lisa, and it's Kyle. Normally. And then there's everybody else. That's really how it's clicked up in the group. So Garcelle is not insane by feeling like that, because that's exactly how it is. It's like the new girls. It's the OGs versus the new girls. I told y'all that. Crystal, Sutton, and Garcelle are the new girls. The rest of them are OGs. It's just that simple. So, all right, then we go to Dorit and Kyle, and Dorit goes over to Kyle's house, her and PK. I told y'all, I don't like PK. I feel like PK be in women's business too much. I agree with a lot of stuff that he said here, but I feel like PK runs his mouth too much, and PK be in women's business way too much. That's why I will never the fuck go up for him. But anyway, they'll go over there, and PK was like that he feels like Erica is lying and about the whole car flipping thing. And then so somebody was like, well, so you think that she's lying, period? He was like, I think that Tom lied to Erica. No, she said, I think that Erica was married to a very powerful man who controlled her for a long time. Tom lied to her, and Tom is still lying to her, but she's just going along with it. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that, PK. I believe that. Then they bring up, the whole story, because Kyle tells Dorit the story that was told to her about Erica. I wonder if Erica's going to snap on her the way she did on Garcelle, but we'll see. But anyway, when they get back to the table, Dorit is telling, the men what Kyle had told her. And no. They was talking about when they was all together before. And I guess this is a scene that we didn't see. But Erica had told the girls, yeah, when we went to the hospital, I guess about the first car accident that he got into, they wanted to work on his brain, but I told them no. And I think it was like, because she said like it was too risky or he was too old or something like that. So then all of them are like, well, why wouldn't you want to get your husband's brain worked on? Like, if that's what the doctor is saying, but you didn't get his brain worked on, but you got his foot worked on. Like, something is just not adding up. What I feel like this dinner in particular, Dorit backpedaled like fuck, because now Dorit is like, oh, well, I don't have a reason to believe that Erica is lying. Does it sound unbelievable? Yes, but I believe her. I said, Dorit, you're so full of shit. It pisses me off. Like, Dorit, damn it, Dorit, you're just so full of shit. Like, and I feel like the only reason that Dorit is backpedaling now is because she's seen what happened at the dinner, and she's seen how everybody, for the most part, and how Sutton in particular, said, bitch, you put it like this. Dorit is backpedaling because I think she's now remembering that Erica is going to see all of this. And I wish she would remember that Erica is going to see this dinner that y'all are having. And when I'm telling y'all, I cannot wait to the reunion. I can't wait. Because I want all of these bitches that sat up there and tried to throw Sutton under the bus. All of y'all that tried to throw Sutton under the bus, including Kyle. I want y'all to now sit in Erica's face and explain why y'all was all at dinner about her situation when y'all are supposed to be her friend, specifically Kyle, when you're really supposed to be her friend. I would love for y'all to sit in front of Erica and I'll explain that whole dinner scene. I would love for y'all to, because I would love to know what Erica was thinking watching that shit. Y'all all some fake ass bitches, including you, Kyle. Just putting that out there. So then it's time for the party. Okay, so Sutton is on her way with her little boyfriend. Oh, I'm nervous about to Erica. Sutton, nobody's worried about Erica. Like, she's not that, like, she's not a big scary wolf. She'll be fine. I thought Kyle looked really, Kyle, bitch, I've been cursing you all, but bitch, you've been coming through with the looks. You looked good. You looked good tonight, bitch. Kyle looked really nice. Sutton can dress per usual. Erica, I thought her whole ensemble was cute. The she looked alright. I thought her setup was really, really nice though. It did look like like a bridal, I said bridal shower, a wedding. It did look like that. When Sutton came in, originally Erica just kind of like turned her head, but when Sutton came over, she was nice to her. She did say, you look very nice, like, you know, you look beautiful. And she moved her phone and everything. She was like, you know, you can come in and stuff. So I appreciate the cordialness. That's what Crystal was talking about when Crystal was like, they don't have to like each other to be cordial, even if it is like when her and Kyle was talking about it earlier. Oh, it's fake, so what? So what? I don't care. It's either we sit up here and we be fake, or there's bottles and shit getting thrown across the table. Let's just all be fake. We all know that they don't like each other. It is what it is. But what are they supposed to do? Yell at each other every time they see each other? They not gonna fuck with each other. It is what it is. Let's move on. Did any of y'all catch the fact, and this is in my opinion, so y'all remember how last season, was it last season? Do y'all remember last season how Kyle had her little fashion line and stuff, and how, you know, obviously from watching the show, Kyle did absolutely nothing other than like just stick her name on a brand. She did not really help with the concept. That other white woman did everything. She showed up at the last minute and then started complaining. So remember that. So I just feel as if Dorit was shading the fuck out of Kyle when I don't know if it was like in her speech or in her confessional. Maybe it was a little bit of both. I think it was a little bit of both, but I think it was mostly in her confessional that she was saying, you know, like, this is my brand, and, you know, if I'm going to put my name on it, know that I put in the work. I helped work on it. I helped with the ideas, and I helped do all of this to bring my vision to fruition. I know people probably say I'm looking too deep in it, but I feel like that was shade towards Kyle. I don't give a fuck. I feel like she was shading the fuck out of Kyle by being like, bitch, this is how you do. If you gonna do a line and put your name on it, this is how you do it. You actually be involved. You be having the meetings with the people. You don't just show up at the last minute and be like, oh, I'm here. I could be wrong, but it was giving me very much, Kyle, this is how this shit is supposed to be done. Anyway, I told y'all what I thought about the dresses before. The dresses were nice. It is what it is. And all of the women except Garcelle said that they wanted to get married. When they was all sitting at the table, because Erica was sitting next to PK sitting next to Kyle, he said, I think he said something to Kyle. He was like, hey, you want to share our jokes and stuff like that with Erica, like that we had last night? And Kyle, she's like, no. And he was like, no, I'm just saying, like, you want to share with her, you know, like some of the jokes and stuff that we had? And Kyle's like, no. Bitch, why do it matter? They going to see it on TV anyway. And this is my problem, and I'm pretty sure it's Sutton's problem. Y'all all have no problem talking all of this shit behind Erica's back, but then the minute that y'all get in front of her, y'all don't have nothing to say, but want to push Sutton to the front to say it. Open up y'all mouth. Y'all had a healthy, hearthy, whatever the fuck word I'm looking for, conversation on national TV about Erica and her problems. But now that we're all here, nobody got nothing to say. And PK, like, that's one thing I will give PK. PK was like, you want to tell her what we said? You want to tap her? Because you don't. And PK, you wasn't going to really say nothing. Fraudulent. Then fine ass Harry Hamlin comes in. Love him, Harry Hamlin. Oh, bro, he's the only good thing about Lisa Rinna. There's nothing, absolutely nothing good about Lisa Rinna other than her choice to marry Harry Hamlin. That was it. And Harry Hamlin, love him so much. And I love how he just seemed so genuine when he was talking to Erica, and he was saying to her, like, I hope everything's gonna be okay. Like, you know, you're gonna get on the other side. Like, I just feel like Harry Hamlin's so genuine. He's such a genuine man. God bless his heart. So then all of the girls, you know, they're together at the table. Now, Kyle says to Garcelle, again, Kyle stirring the pot per usual. Kyle was like, hey, you know, something that you said. And do y'all ever notice this? This just hit me. Do y'all ever notice that the person who knows what is said on the block to everybody is Kyle? Do y'all notice that? Kyle is the main one. When something is said in the blogs by one of the other women, Kyle always knows about it. Kyle, you need to find something better to fuck do than always be fucking reading these blogs and stuff where everybody gotta say. I just noticed that. It just now hit me that Kyle's always the one that does that. It's always her the one that brings some shit up like, oh, well, I seen that you said, oh, well, I seen that she said. But anyway, it brings up the fact that there was some article that came out when I think they asked Garcelle, like, how was the season going? And she was like, well, it's all little girls pretty much. Like, everybody's coming for me, but it's cool because I'm going to just come for them back. So then everybody was like, oh, so you feel like, Dorit was like, why do you feel like everybody is coming from you? And Garcelle was like, well, I had that interview right after that last little dinner that we had, and you came for me in that dinner. So then Dorit was like, oh, why don't you just, I don't want to have this conversation, bro. I don't want to keep talking about this. Like, I'm serious. Like, I really just got really upset. I'm tired of talking about this whole thing with Dorit and Garcelle. I said what I said. Dorit is looking for a storyline outside of her little bridal shit. She ain't got shit going on. And it's like, I feel like Dorit is trying to, like, punk Garcelle. Or she's doing her best attempt to, like, punk Garcelle. Or to try to bitch her in a corner or something like that. Because Dorit don't ever really have this type of energy with nobody else. Like, I just noticed that. But she said the same thing she said before. Oh, if you got a problem with me, you need to say it. Garcelle has already said to your face that she feels like you talk too much. Obviously, that's not good enough. You said, she needs to tell me that you need to tell me that you have a problem where you feel like I talk too much. She did, and you still had a problem. You literally sat at that dinner, at that lunch, and said, Garcelle said to me, well, you talk too much. How was that taking a jab and not telling you, Dorit, you talk too much? That's not a jab. That's a fact. You talk too much. I don't really understand what more you want from her. It's super fucking annoying. So Garcelle was like that she feels like nobody there really has her back. The only person that stuck up for her at that dinner was Sutton. I will say this, Garcelle. You can't expect... You're expecting... maybe Crystal is right. You're expecting too much as far as friendship from these women. These women are not your friends. They're not going to stick up for you. They're only going to do it when it's convenient for them. And I think that's what Garcelle's probably starting to slowly but surely learn being in this group. None of these girls are... Nobody here is really friends. Nobody's here is friends. Everybody is friends out of convenience. And so, no, nobody but Sutton is going to stand up because Sutton is actually your friend outside of the show. The rest of these hoes, they're not really friends with you. So to me, Garcelle, you're expecting something that you're never going to get, which is authenticity, bitches being genuine. That's not gonna happen. So even she was like, Lisa was sitting on the side with Erica because Lisa and Erica was at the table. They wasn't over there. Lisa, she was like, should we get up and go over there? Erica was like, nope, because Erica's like, not tonight. I ain't gonna be the one in the hot seat, so I ain't going over there. And so then Garcelle on her confessional was like, and again, Lisa's supposed to be my friend, but Lisa's over there in the corner per usual with Erica. And then Lisa's like, well, I'm not about to stick up. Like, I feel like you can handle Dorit, which I do think that she can handle Dorit, and she don't need Lisa to like... Garcelle, I get what you're saying, but you don't need Lisa to back you up because it's all going to be fake. So I would prefer Lisa to just sit in the side and not say anything because at least that's like... not saying nothing than to be in your face and be like, oh yeah, being Garcelle. Like, Garcelle, none of these whores are ever going to be on your side. They're never going to be on your side. They're never going to stick up for you because they're not really friends with you. These hoes barely... Kyle and Sutton were really supposed to be friends. You see how fast she threw her under the bus? You see how all of the girls threw Sutton under the bus that fast? And you the black one. You think they going to spare you? And you the black one. They don't care. They do not care, girl. They don't care. That was the episode, y'all. It wasn't really much. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I just got a lot of questions and I'm very confused. I really am interested in next week's episode when Erica says allegedly. Bitch, how are you saying allegedly to something you told us? I don't know, y'all. I'm out. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Bye.